stupid. It's so stupid. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. Exposure on him. And boom. Get in his face and cluster grenade. Okay, so where this build gets a little annoying is you gotta prep Explosive Fervor. So for this, I'll get 8 stacks, and I'll prep Zesh here. Make sure you don't let your stacks run out. And then we're gonna hit him with Exposure. We got Fervor. Look at that. 2 pops, he's dead. 8 mil a pop. I mean, it doesn't get easier than that. You know what I mean? Like, for grenades? That's crazy. Come on, sir. No, I lost my stacks. Alright, I fucked up, but that's okay. We still phased them. It's all right. We'll get them back, right? Almost got it. Almost got it. One popped him. It's so strong. But yeah, I mean, you cannot get it Fervor. You just only have 3 projectiles. If you get Fervor, you get 4 projectiles. So that's an extra 18 hits on it, you know? So it stacks. It stacks a lot. Boop. Ah, we almost got him without Headhunter. Gas grenades are out. Exposure. Kaboom. So we didn't wait for his damage reduction there. You know. But still. Pop, pop, dead. All right. Do I have the build for you today? Now, ever since 0.5 came out, I wanted to try the new unique cannon, basically. It's called Redemption. So it scales some insanely high physical damage, but it cannot do, there's no critical damage bonus, and it cannot fire ammunition. So you're locked to grenade skills. Now, I did mess with this with another weapon in Weapon Set 2. The problem is, this gains Explosive Rhythm and Explosive Fervor. Well, if you don't know what that is, every stack of Explosive Rhythm gains 10% increased cooldown recovery. So before it switches over, you're at a 90% cooldown recovery rate, which is pretty crazy. And then Fervor gives you 15% attack speed per different grenade skill. We've got all 6 on. So you're looking at 90% increased attack speed if you wanted to go that crazy. Causes grenade skills to ignore their cooldown. So basically, as long as you have the mana, you just you're just firing like crazy. It is mana hungry while you're doing that, so you will have to spam your mana flask while you have that. But it is what it is. And then it also fires an additional projectile, and grenades explode on impact. It's pretty crazy. So let me show you now. Let me just get it going. As you can see, our stacks are building, our stacks are gaining. We'll get up. We'll do it with an explosive grenade because I want to show you the cluster grenade tech, but it's kind of crazy. So we're just boom, boom, just fucking firing, right? Just boom. They explode on impact. As soon as it touches the ground, go boom, go boom. Right? So now without it, as you can tell the difference. But yeah. So basically, I'm gonna fire a cluster grenade. You notice anything different with cluster grenade? Now, cluster grenade is supposed to look. Actually, we removed short fuse. Okay, let me take off some passive points here. Okay, let me remove reduce detonation time and reduce detonation time. Okay, so this is what cluster grenade is supposed to look like. Right? That's normal cluster grenade. But let me put those back on here. Let me put those back on. Because of the Gemling's new ascendancy with the quality, we get additional effects. And cluster grenade, we have 31% quality. We get 62% reduced detonation time. Look at our detonation time. Fuse duration is 0.02 seconds. As soon as it comes out of the barrel, it explodes. And it completely skips the animation. So a lot of people, you know, cluster grenade goes and then it's kind of like a big AoE clear. As soon as it comes out, it explodes. And it explodes right on the enemy. So you have to be point blank on the enemy. But it's focused on that one explosion. So all 18 projectiles per... So one grenade does 18 projectiles with this. All right? 18 projectiles. If you look at the mini grenades, fires 18 projectiles. So you had the boom, and then it's 18. Since we have basically instant fuse detonation, all of those grenades, sometimes it gives an extra and it goes off into the distance. But as you can see, it explodes right in front of you. All 18 projectiles explode in one tiny focused spot on top of you. So when we have explosive fervor, when we get our 10 stacks, we get 4 projectiles with this build. Okay, sure, you could get you know, this, get an extra projectile, but it's 50% increased detonation time, and then this doesn't work. So we're running 4 projectiles. All right, 3 without fervor, 4 with fervor. So that's 72 of those cluster projectiles exploding right point blank. Okay, so instead of them spreading out and like not all of them hitting the boss, they all hit the boss on that focused area. So that's what makes this absolutely insane and just one-shots bosses. Even if you're in a party at one-shots bosses, it is absolutely insane that the Gemling Ascendancy allows you to get reduced detonation time. It literally is just instant. Like it's honestly insane. Like as you can see, my grenades kind of take a while. Now, me and Duke went over. Duke was working on the same build. We had some different things. He had more fire stuff. I was running damage with hits is lucky against heavy stun enemies. I was running the run and gun stuff over here to get an extra chance for 2 projectiles while moving. And I also had 75% increased damage against heavy stun enemies. And I had my flash grenade up to, I think it was... It's still up that high, 6,740% physical stun buildup. So I was relying on that to heavy stun the enemy. And then that was, I didn't know that the cluster grenade fuses got down to literally no duration. So it was still like within 1 second, it would completely wipe the bosses, but it wasn't popping them. Like, and that's, Duke had figured that out. So, you know, shout out to old daddy Duke. But yeah, I mean, it's insane that the fuse duration is that low. It's just crazy. So, but basically this build, you throw oil grenade and then you're gonna have to ignite it on the boss, right? So oil grenade ignite it, and then boom, cluster grenade. That's it. That's the rotation. You don't even have to do explosive grenade to ignite it. You can just oil and then cluster. And the oil will give them exposure. Which I don't think... Do we have... Yeah. So you don't have to ignite for cluster grenade. But since the bosses have that invulnerable window of like 3, 4, 5 seconds, what you can do basically is get your stacks up. Don't engage the boss so he starts his animation, right? Get up to like 7, 8 stacks, right? I'll get up to like 8 stacks, and then I'll put my poison grenades, right? And then the boss comes out. Oil grenade, boom. And then... As you can see, we don't have attack speed, so it fires pretty slow. But it doesn't matter, because it's going to one-shot. But that's literally it. Normal enemies, we get 49% exposure, because we're pulling these nodes here for 44% increased exposure effect, and I think we have like a 20%. So it's 64% increased exposure effect. Pretty massive. Gas grenades. I was using flash grenades to stun and break armor. And you can still do that, right? While you're mapping, honestly, oil grenade literally will kill the enemies. It literally will pop them, and then Herald of Ash will finish them if that doesn't. I'll usually do that into a flash grenade, or I'll do oil grenade into explosive grenade. Now, I did have, let me show you. I did have Nova projectiles on Nova projectiles 1. I don't have any. Where'd it go? Oh, I'll tell you what. I have it on here. So I did have Nova projectiles on my explosive grenade instead of short fuse. So basically what that was allowing me to do was this. Except you add short fuse on it. Let's just take that off for now. Right? Now look at it. Ready? It's not... Basically, I had this so where you fired it... I think I had short fuse too. Let me show you guys what I had. Now, I was losing damage, but it wasn't really a big deal. So, as I was mapping, oil, and then I literally was surrounded by explosions. And I was just fucking running through the maps, just boom, right? I was surrounded, boom. Now you're not. Everything's dead. But I was losing the 30% damage because of it. But it does so much damage, it didn't really matter, right? So, with the changes to cluster grenade, basically, I'm running them all in front of me. And then it's still enough to fucking wipe everything, as you saw from the beginning clips. So I was running oil grenade into stun. It was stunning, breaking the armor, and then explosive grenade, because I have Runeforge blades on it, which is a new Calgurn skill. Basically, it shoots out like 7 projectiles in like a fucking circle around the enemies. It's just pow, pow, pow. Now, it doesn't really do a lot of damage at all. I don't notice it, but it does look cool as shit. So, you don't have to run this. You can run another damage modifier, but just keep in mind, with the Calgurn skill, if you see on the bottom it says support gem capacity, what people do with the Gemling is if you get the same, say if I had 13 red, 13 blue, 13 green, I would get all of those. But since I'm running a Calgurn, I have strength, dex, int, and cal. So because I have that one cal, I can't balance all the skills. So I prioritize green supports so I can get the 40% less movement speed penalty while moving. So when you fire grenades, you basically come to a stop. So that 40% helps. But if you don't want to run Runeforge blades, don't bother putting ward on your gear, and take that off, and then use these and Virtuous Barrier to grab more intelligence, whatever you need. You might have to You'll have to figure it out to grab everything. But at minimum, you're going to want to run the decks. Yeah, I mean, I've got the full written guide down below in the description. If you want to see that, really go into detail. We're running a rite of passage with Spirit of the Boar. 20% of damage is extra fire. Always inflict bleeding, doesn't really matter. And 20% reduced damage taken, but the 20% of damage is extra fire is absolutely massive. Obviously, a Headhunter gives us crazy buffs. You can run a Mage Blood if you have that. Really, skill speed, attack speed doesn't do much unless you're under Fervor. You can also not run Redemption and run a really strong Cannonade crossbow that gives you +1 to grenade projectiles and +5 to projectile skills. Because honestly, cluster grenades kills any boss with one shot. So if you get the additional projectile, you're getting the 4 projectiles when you would have explosive fervor. It'd be the same thing, but you get it all the time. And then you'd have +5. So cluster grenade would be at level 32 and absolutely destroy anything. So you don't have to run this. It's cool. It's a cool thing, especially when you're mapping. Just bah, you get that explosive fervor and you're bah, bah, bah. You just run around fucking blowing shit up. I don't know. It's a fun build. I got everything you need. I'm running, you need 100 spirit, at least 99 spirit on your gear. You need to run Paragon, which is +5 quality, +5 attributes, which I have in there, the Ferocity, Isolation, Despair. Like I said, you're just really gas grenade. Like if you're running ritual or you got expedition popping, what I'll do is I'll pop gas grenade. I'll kind of fill the area. I have persistent ground so it doesn't disappear when you do explosive grenade, and this poison just sits there and destroys their armor, just kills their armor, right? So you have that, you got that down. You're doing oil grenade for exposure, and it just tears through the arena. Like everything's on fire, everything's at exposure, it's breaking their armor, and then when you're firing your explosive grenades, it's one-shotting them, and then it's Runeforged blades is bah, 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 because the poison is constantly, so you're just wrecking everything it touches. It's absolutely insane. I'll do another map here just to show you guys, but it's crazy, and a lot of people don't like grenades because it's not instant, you know? Like, sure, these aren't as fast as cluster grenade, but I mean, you're just running around, you throw that, you throw explosive, boom, dead. Throw oil grenade, explosive, dead. You just keep it moving. We had flash grenade. If you want a heavy stun and break armor fast, throw flash grenade. But you can see they explode in air because the detonation on those are pretty quick as well. 0.51 seconds. So they don't even hit the ground and they just explode. And voltaic grenade is fucking strong as shit. So if you just want to like throw that in there, go for it. And keep in mind, if you get explosive fervor, you kind of throw everything out there, right? Get that attack speed. And then go to town, man. So, yeah, like I said, all the equipment, it's all in the written guide. You'll want ward on gloves and helmet. That'll give you I got 474 ward. I got almost 700 energy shield, almost 2,900 life. My armor is 67%. My evasion's 35%. All resistances are capped. Since we're running Berserk, you get an extra 12 rage. But basically, your life, right? So we get 0.1 of max life per rage per second. Okay, so we're losing 6% of our maximum life per second. So you need life regen. You need, at minimum, life regen on both rings and the amulet. I don't have it on my amulet, and I can sustain. But if I go into a map that has like lower life, mana, and energy shield regen, I take damage constantly, and it's like I'm constantly just slowly dying. And if you don't want to have to deal with that, get it on both rings and the amulet, or wherever you can. But you want to get it at least on 3 pieces of your gear, or you're going to have a bad time. Like I said, right now, I'm sustaining. It's fine. But when you get one of those maps that, let me see if I can find one. Like right here, players have 40% less recovery rate of life and energy shield. You're going to have a bad time. So if you pump a life regen, probably 230 plus, you won't have to worry about this. But keep in mind, if you don't stack enough life regen on your gear, you're not going to be able to run those maps. And on top of that, you're going to have to run Vitality 1 and Vitality 2 to give you 3% maximum life per second. Because keep in mind, we're losing 6 per second, so that recovers half of it. Yeah, I mean, really, that's the build. That's the build.